Okay, now we need to reconnect the power supply back to the system board. And there again, that's just these two little connections. This one here. Just plug in right there and snaps down in place. And this one here. My fingers are a little big to get down in these. And you just slide that in until it connects. Then very carefully, we're going to slide this board back in place. Just drops in. Make sure we get the power cable routed back underneath the clips that hold it in place. It goes in there. And underneath that one. And underneath that one. Then we take, go ahead and get this one port hooked back up as well. It slides in, drops down in place. And there's 6 screws that hold the whole assemblies. Oh, got to forget. Need to hook the audio board cable back up and make sure that cord is routed down out of the way. And then, like I said, make sure that we're getting all of our ports to slide back in where they belong. I'm sorry. If these don't line up, then the board doesn't slide into place. Okay, and once we get the system board in, we secure it in place, making sure that we've got all of our ports, USB and other output ports lined up. And it's 2 screws. It's one back here and one here. Also, one right here in the middle. Nope, that one's not one. Just trying to check and see that one's covered by that. That should be one. Where's the screw? That one's too small. Where the screw that goes in there? No, there's not. Oh, that's the optical drive. screws. Okay. Great, I'm still recording. Okay, then we take the card slot and put it for the PC cards. Put it back in, and there's the 4 screws that go in there. Oops. Okay, then we put these 4 screws in. Okay, then we get this last screw put in. It secures that back in place. And like I said, we start assembly in the reverse order. Get the top cover. Feed these cables up through. Got our mouse. We need a cable we need to get plugged back in. Let's see if we can do it this way. Okay, now that I've got that in place, we will reroute these underneath and push the little tabs down to hold them in place. Okay, we'll put the screws back in to start holding the cover in place and finish reinstalling the top cover. Careful not to do that. Or cover off. There's 3 trim screws. Make sure this is back where it needs to be. I've got the four screws to hold the trim in place. Use your finger underneath to support it. There's the keyboard screw. Never mind. It goes through here too. Okay, then we'll turn it over. We've got these two. Attached with the nut driver. And then we've got the 9 screws that hold the front panel on, or the top cover on. Okay, and next, now that we got the cover on, we will get the display put back on. Get it set and lined up. Go ahead and put the 2 hinge screws on the top in. Making sure your antenna leads are going to go where they're supposed to. And then we run the wireless antenna leads back underneath, and their track that they're supposed to follow through. And then drop them back through underneath. Reconnect display cable, and then fold that down so we can turn it over. And then we've got the 2 screws here and here to put back in. Okay, next we need to put the keyboard back in. We turn it back over, open it back up, reconnect the keyboard cable. You should just in and clamps down, and the keyboard just slides in underneath the edge of the top cover, snaps down, and then turn it back over again, and there's 3 screws that held it in. One right there, and then these 2 here. This one. There we go. And this one. That one catch. There we go. Okay, now the keyboard's back. And next, we will put power switch back in. We'll start with this keyboard. Let's see. Plug. Okay, I've now finished putting the power strip in, and then put in the 3 screws that hold it in. I put the 2 memory modules back in. I have reinstalled the Wi-Fi adapter, and then reconnected the 2 antenna wires. Okay. From here, then it's just a few more steps to finish reassembling. We slide the hard drive back in place, drop it down. Then we just take the covers and install them in place. And then we install the hard drive cover back in place and tighten the last 2 screws up on it. And then we reinstall the battery. And there you go. It's all put back together. I don't think this battery is charged, so it probably won't start up just yet. Hang on, and we will. Okay. Now I've got the power supply jack installed. We will plug our power supply cable up to it, and we push the button, and we will see that the computer should slide it up here, and we see that it's working and coming back up. And so then we have successfully reinstalled and put in a new power supply. This computer's been down for a little while, so we're going to go through checking of the files. And that's the end of our video on replacing and reinstalling a defective DC jack in a HP DV6000 laptop computer.